Welcome to Makeshift Stories, a flash fiction, shorts, bonus episode. Join us for a brief glimpse into a possible future as we present number 322, Threat Machine, read by Kathleen Connelly. Opening and closing theme by Matthew Erdmann.
The lumbering combine's shadow stretched long across the field, its chattering steel header teeth consuming everything in their path, leaving a wake of chaff behind. Harper studied the eastern horizon, still clear, then checked the live satellite feed. The line of storm clouds was on the move. Had it sped up? Time to finish? 30 hours and 27 minutes, the combine's control system replied. Harper flipped to a weather app. Estimate the storm's arrival at my coordinates. Approximately 20 hours. And how much snow will there be? 35 to 40 centimeters. Harper slumped back in her seat. The interior camera swung to follow. She glared at it. What, you think you can do any better? The first good crop in 3 years, and if I'm forced to dry a big chunk of it, I'll end up in the hole. The steering wheel vibrated. Keep hands on controls. Yeah, you don't give a crap as long as I keep up the payments and don't drive over a cliff. Well, if I don't get the crop off, you might get repossessed and recycled. Harper felt the seatbelt tighten across her chest as the combine's motor dropped an octave. Why are you slowing down? Safety guidelines require caution close to a coulee at dusk. Override. Increase speed by 30%. Harper said after a quick calculation. Not advised, noting override in log. The motor obediently growled. Then warning lights flashed. Turn. Harper looked out, saw the edge of the coulee hidden in the machine's shadow, and twisted the wheel. The combine reacted and turned, its rear momentarily swinging out over the edge. Next time, warn me sooner. Reduce speed is advised. Hell no. Increase. We need to finish before the first snow. The combine leaped forward, chewing through the ripe grain, its chaff trail stretching west behind in the rising wind. Halfway back to the windbreak, the machine shuddered. Bare metal ground on bare metal, then the combine came to an abrupt stop. A red warning light flashed on the dashboard. What's the problem? Harper's stomach lurched. Auger belt. She cursed, unbuckled, opened the cab door and climbed down, shivering. It was colder than it looked. The collection drone edged back as she headed to the rear of the combine and opened a panel labeled Authorized Technician Only. The belt lay in shreds at the bottom of the compartment. Contact support. Static momentarily filled her headset. Welcome, how can I help? The main auger belt on my Model D39 has failed. I need a replacement. Please state your name. Harper Jackson. We have initiated a service request for Harper Jackson. The next available factory-licensed technician will be out in... There was a pause. 5 days. Harper cursed. I'll pick up the part and I'll put it in myself. Transferring call. Harper heard a series of clicks. This part is not end-user serviceable. Attempting an unauthorized repair may endanger the operator, impair platform integrity, and trigger safety lockouts. Harper broke the connection. She could think of only one alternative. Jean, her off-the-grid neighbor. She pulled out her cell. 15 minutes later, something moved at the far end of the field. Jean's ancient 4x4, the one he kept running on homemade parts, turned toward her. It bounced across furrows and came to a stop a few meters away. The driver's side door, taken from another vehicle, creaked open. Found a belt from an old combine. Should fit. He grinned, stepping down. The newer ones have all those sensors, GPS, computers, authentication locks and all that crap, but behind it all, he held up the belt. It still comes down to this. Thanks for coming. You're a savior. Harper smiled. I disconnected the batteries and powered it down like you told me. We don't want the little beast to know what we're up to. I'll just slice the barcode off the old one and glue it to the spare. When it boots up, the integrity check will find a functioning belt with the right part number. Harper opened the access panel as Gene got out his tools. Despite the cold, the fading light, and stubborn screws with proprietary heads, the job only took a few minutes. Let's try starting it. Gene climbed into the cab and Harper reconnected the batteries. The lights on the control panels came on, flashing red. The cab camera swiveled, and fans began to hum. There was a series of discordant beeps, and the main screen flickered to life. Unauthorized component detected. Startup inhibited. Gene cursed. Thought gluing the old barcode on it would work. I'm finished. Harper dropped her head into her hands. Not yet. I can hack the authentication routine. I've done it before. Gene pulled out a thumb drive. Got a clean copy years ago. Stripped the junk out, he assured. Harper looked skeptically at the drive. Used it on older models a couple of times. Never had a problem. Guess I don't really have a choice, Harper sighed. Gene pushed the thumb drive into a port on the dashboard and rebooted the system. At first, nothing happened. Then a fan spun up, and the dashboard came to life. Error messages scrolling down its screens. Warning, integrity check missing. Warning, operator liability. Warning, unauthorized software. You're sure about this? That's only there to scare you, Gene flicked a hand at the warnings. I've been running this hack on my Combine for years. The screen flickered, then rebooted. All components registered, startup completed. The Combine's motor came to life. Harper let out her breath. Thanks, Gene. You may have just saved my farm. Glad to help. Next time, if you need a new machine, get an old one instead, and I'll help you refurb it. If the green monster acts up, give me a call. He climbed out of the cab and packed up. Harper watched the old 4x4 rattle back across the field, then looked down at the control screens. The new interface was crude. It felt like a last-minute afterthought, a blight on the slick, brand-colored cab interior that screamed, "You've voided the warranty." Good thing the camera can't see it, she thought, then checked the time. Gene's repair had taken 2 hours. She set the Combine back in motion. The big machine lurched, something it had never done before. She glanced at the dash screens, all green. But could they be trusted? Can't worry about that. Gotta make up for lost time, maximum speed. The machine did nothing. Right, Gene told her, the hack-disabled voice commands. Something about keeping conversations private. She grasped the throttle and pushed it forward as far as it would go. After an hour, Harper was beginning to think she might have a chance. The Combine seemed to be running better than before. She relaxed her grip on the wheel and switched on the autopilot. The machine kept a straight line, devouring the standing grain with its steel maw. The dash suddenly flickered, and the machine veered left. Harper grabbed the steering wheel and disengaged the autopilot. She slowed, breathing hard, and checked the readouts. There were no warnings. She experimented with turning the system on again, keeping her hands near the wheel. Everything was fine. She picked up her phone. Hi, Gene. Hate to bug you, but the autopilot glitched. How's it right now? Fine. Probably just a hole in GPS coverage. The big telcos don't want to admit they exist. I wouldn't worry about it. Just keep alert. I'll look at it when you're finished. The call dropped. Gene? Silence. Harper leaned back in her seat. The outside floods flicked on. She reached for the off switch. It didn't work. The cab's interior lights flickered, and a progress bar appeared on the main dashboard. Fleet update in progress. Do not power down. She pressed cancel. Nothing. Pressed it again. Nothing. Status lights began to turn orange, then red. Harper punched the emergency stop. The big Combine shuddered, slowed, then seemed to change its mind and kept going. She tried Jean again. The number went directly to voicemail, then beeped. "It's not responding," she yelled. "And it's downloading an update. What do I do? Come on, pick up. Jean, are you there? You've got to start keeping your phone charged." She jammed her useless cell in a pocket and, despite what Jean had told her, tried voice commands. "Emergency stop, shut down." The audio system turned on, blasting smooth jazz so loudly Harper had to cover her ears. "Re-authenticating systems," the autopilot calmly announced. "Stop! Override!" She bashed a fist into the dashboard. Authenticity failure. Severe platform integrity breach. The cab's doors locked. She hammered on the brakes. The machine ignored her input and whirled around, picking up speed as it headed toward the edge of the coulee. Harper grabbed the steering wheel, but the servos whined, fighting her. The throttle had zero effect. Master power was frozen on. A new message scrolled across the dashboard. Hazard mitigation in progress. Ensuring operator-introduced system corruption is contained. Her eyes snapped around until they landed on the red fire extinguisher. She ripped it from the holder and slammed it into the dashboard, shattering the screens. The machine sped up. It was seconds to the edge of the coulee. Frantic now, she swung at the side window, each blow jarring her. A crack finally appeared. She attacked the weak spot. The safety glass exploded, spraying the cab with hard, glittering cubes. She jumped, hit the frozen ground hard, and rolled. The combine disappeared over the edge. Harper lay on her back, gasping. The shrill cry of tortured sheet metal, followed by a bang and shattering glass, filled the air. She tried to get up, fell back in pain, then crawled to the edge. Harper gaped at the wreck. The cab where she had just been sitting was crushed against a limestone outcrop. She pulled herself back from the edge, taking stock. Her left ankle was swollen. The distant glare of a windshield caught the last of the sun. It veered off the road onto the far end of the field. As it got closer, Harper could make out a familiar patched-together 4x4. It skidded to a stop a safe distance from the coulee. Jean hopped out and ran. "You okay?" "Just my ankle. I'll need help to get home." "I heard your message. I don't understand what went wrong. You said a download started?" Harper nodded. "Yeah, I think it was trying to purge your hack. Then the thing went berserk. Give me a hand." Jean helped her back to his truck. She leaned against the side, wiping her face. Something buzzed. Harper patted her pockets until she found her phone. Her face reddened. A message. The machine managed to upload its logs and create an automated incident report. It claims the cause was unauthorized tampering and says the insurance is void. She was about to put her phone back when it rang. "Hello?" "Ms. Harper Jackson, this is an automated follow-up triggered by your incident report. For insurance purposes, please answer the following question. Were you injured in the incident? Say yes or no." "Yes, your damn machine tried to kill me." Respond with yes or no. Harper broke the connection. The snow whipped against the window. Harper sat with her leg up, aching and shivering, watching her fields. The message indicator pinged on her laptop. She opened it. "We are pleased to advise you that, with your land as collateral, you qualify for financing of a replacement unit. Your new combine will be delivered in 3 months. As a reminder, refusing this automatic replacement constitutes a breach of contract and will trigger the collection of outstanding debts. Your service agreement has been updated accordingly." Harper slammed the laptop shut. Outside, the snow thickened, burying her grain.
I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode. Please share it with your friends or leave a rating or review on your favorite podcast platform. We greatly appreciate your support. Without you, there wouldn't be a podcast. If you'd like to connect with us, please email makeshiftstories@gmail.com or visit our website at makeshiftstories.com. Makeshift Stories' main episode is released in the first week of each month. Today's bonus story was written by Vern Hume, aka Alan V. Hare, and read by Kathleen Connelly. Opening and closing themes were composed and recorded by Matthew Erdmann. Audio production and editing by Vecada Studios. Makeshift Stories is released under a Creative Commons non-commercial, attribution, no derivative license.